time I hear you whisper to me that you never would leave me be. I can feel my body echoing for you now.
Do you know what you do to me? It's like a fantasy, I wanna never leave. But isn't it a little funny that you're the one controlling me?
Welcome back to Seduce Me, and I have an itch. Alright. I have an itch I can't scratch. No, I'm just kidding. Here. Right? Sorry. We were about to get into Eric's personal life, but I have to... My nose and stuff loves me. Right there. Okay. Eric stopped the magic, willing the mirror out of existence, and letting it fade away in the air before he looked at me.
She taught me well. At least what she could teach me anyway.
Taught you how to be a slut. What's
that visage became habit. And now it's a natural persona to me.
Oh, baby.
She taught me to always serve and make the women I met happy. She always said that was the true incubus way.
Maybe it is. The true incubus way.
It makes sense, no?
I guess.
If I can please and serve any women I meet, then I can surely convince them to fully give their energy to me.
I began to see the mask Eric was wearing. He wasn't putting on airs because he was overly complimentary. He was complimentary in order to gain trust and respect. That is smart!
It is. However, I know what you're thinking, Princess. I don't blame you for thinking what you are thinking of right now.
Then what am I thinking of right now?
Who am I exactly? If I am truly not as flirtatious as I act, then what do I act like, and will you be the next victim? I can assure you, Princess, that I am no danger to you.
I'm waiting for her to say, "You're not Damien, you don't know what I'm thinking." How can I be so sure?
Because, Princess, I don't deserve your trust or energy.
Damn right you don't. I stared, my mind going blank. What did he mean? Eric lifted my hand again and gently caressed it, staring down at it.
You've done so much for me and my brothers, sheltering us, letting us continue to live here. It may not seem like much, but to a family of brothers without anywhere to go, it means everything. I can't soil your gifts to us by taking anything from you. You've become so important and precious to us. To me. To take anything from you like that would be beyond unforgivable.
I watched in speechless. I watched in speechless silence. Gotta finish the sentence. As Eric lifted my hand higher and simply laid his lips against it, I could feel his frown and felt his shame burning itself into my skin. It was a painful sight and almost made my eyes water.
I could never do that to you.
Oh damn, this root's deep. Eric lowered my hand and lowered his head, ashamed. I couldn't help but feel my heart squeeze within my chest at the sight. He didn't want to hurt me. He truly cared. Eric let out a small sigh before looking at me, his face now clear of the flirtatious mask he had borne for so long. He had a genuine, caring, and loving smile bared for me. This was the man inside of the incubus who cared for me and wanted to be revealed.
Now, Princess, you must get some more rest. You aren't fully recovered, and dinner is a good scent to wake up to.
Eric smiled and gently pressed me back down onto my bed. Steal it! Steal it! I couldn't let him leave without doing something. I quickly pulled Eric down to me, lifted my head and gently kissed him, softly laying a hand on his cheek to keep his face close. Eric stared in deep surprise before hesitantly kissing me back, caressing my cheek and slightly melting at the touch of our lips. A soft sigh escaped his lips before he slowly pulled away with a smile. He gently licked his lips, making me go red in the face as a simple gesture. He let out a satisfied hum before nuzzling my forehead.
Sleep.
Sleep, my darling, sleep! And with that, he stood up and left the room, leaving me to rest as pure his request. Wow. I smiled to myself before relaxing into the mattress. Oh, you ruin everything! I suddenly tensed up. I felt majorly uneasy. Something wasn't right. I felt it in my core. She must be here. She! The thought of her in the house infuriated me beyond belief. I had to make sure that she was not here. Jeez. I rolled out of bed and quickly left my room, wandering the halls and listening closely. She was a demon, but I was listening very intently. There was no way she would have been able to sneak up on me. I know you're here. Where are you? I could feel myself growl. It wasn't a matter of fear that she'd take the boys anymore. Her very existence had a little fire of rage within my gut, which only grew as each day went by. This feud was getting on my nerves, and I knew it would not end well for one of us. I wasn't going to lose to that demon bitch.
Diana, what a pleasant surprise.
Oh, isn't it, darling? My heart stopped. Diana was with Eric. My mind flew into slow motion. Playing fake images of Diana trying to seduce Eric in my head to further fan the angry flame inside me. What was even worse was that the fact that Eric could play into Diana's flirtatious game. I instantly followed Eric's voice and blushed wildly. I was approaching the bathroom. The door was open just a crack wide enough to peek in without being noticed. I've never seen the bathroom. Ooh, pretty! Ooh, the bathroom's really pretty. What am I doing in the bathroom? I mean, there are plenty of other places to talk. This is a mansion, guys. Wait, did she just, like, walk in on him in the... Diana. I peeked inside to see Eric by the bathtub with Diana sitting on the sink looking to him.
Such a gentleman. You know how to treat a woman.
That I do. However, I'm afraid that my manners will not replace my sickening hatred towards you.
I love that. He said it so nicely.
I'm hurt. Wounded, truly. Is this how you really address a woman?
A woman you may be, but you are an enemy as well.
Pity. And here I thought I was going to offer you the chance to become something better than just a simple incubus.
What was Diana going on about? More than just an incubus? She was insane!
I highly doubt you have anything more than what I can have here in the human world.
How about becoming the next demon lord?
How about nah? I froze. What does she mean, becoming the next demon lord? The boys weren't in the demon world anymore. They had no claim to the throne anymore.
Becoming the next demon lord? You're overstepping yourself, don't you think? How can you know about who the throne goes to?
Well, currently, I'm the contracted bride to the heir to the throne. Since the throne is open, it's available to any son of the Demon Lord's line.
Is that so?
It is. You'll gain the throne, the land, and a bride to continue your lineage with. Doesn't that sound like a perfect life for an incubus like you?
I could feel myself gripping my fist tightly in anger. How dare this girl try to convince Eric to return to the demon world? He ran away from it. He didn't have to go back. He shouldn't go back. My mind began to wander, imagining him saying yes. He would leave and the brothers would follow to bring him back. They'd be trapped because Diana would make sure they could never leave. Eric would be the new demon lord and Diana as his queen, and I'd lose him.
Sorry, but that actually doesn't sound appeasing at all.
Sorry.
What?
What? What do you mean, bitch? Oh my gosh! Holy mother of cheese balls, calm down! Please don't touch that, Lily, that's hot. Oh my gosh, dogs everywhere. Get away from the heater. Go away. I felt surprise run down my body. Move your ass. Did I hear it correctly? He denied her?
You dare deny
Me?
Do not try to raise a tone to me. I am not as submissive as my training defines.
I could see the earth with tendrils slowly Get off my bed! Or stay on my bed. Get my tissues at least. Jesus. Slowly form around Eric, taunting and threatening to strike at Diana. Okay, well, going Kaneki here again. Are we?
You do not scare me. I can bring you to your knees and make you beg to return with me.
Such a cute bluff. You don't have enough power to do that, do you? Or else you would have already done it.
Satisfied. Eric smirked before making the tendrils fade away. Diana gripped the sink beneath her as Eric turned to adjust the shower head nonchalantly.
Besides, even if you did enthrall me, you wouldn't fully own me. I belong to her.
Slutty piss.
The human girl? You must be joking. A human like her can't possibly provide you what you need. She's a human. You're a demon.
I felt the urge to storm in and shut her mouth. It would give away my position, but I was growing extremely tired of Diana. Barge in and set her straight! Ow. Owie, that hurt. I decided to be assertive and quickly stepped into the room, throwing the door to the bathroom wide open. Diana and Eric looked at me in surprise as I glared daggers at Diana. Get out.
Well, well, little human. You're awfully nosy in business that doesn't concern you.
Does concern me.
Does it? I don't think a human would understand the importance of this affair.
You're asking him to leave to be someone he doesn't want to be. That's not going to happen.
Oh? And what makes you so sure about that?
I love him! Da, da, da. Diana stared in shock at my exclamation. Was it not what she expected? I didn't care what she expected. I wasn't going to lose the man I'd grown to love.
You love him?
Damn right I do, bitch. Yes, I love him. Diana's lips twitched, the edge curled into a amused smirk as she stared at me.
So what? A human's love isn't enough to understand the situation. A demon can never reciprocate human feeling.
Reciprocate. To both of our surprise, however, Eric stepped forward and put an arm around me, pulling me close to his body.
I love her.
It's like a soap opera. I saw the confidence Diana had shattered in her eyes as she stared at Eric at his words. I could see the struggle in her face, try and find some weakness in Eric and me. Anything.
A demon love a human? Impossible.
Impossible?
Possible?
How utterly dim to think that. We are the masters of emotion. We aren't barred away from feeling love. In fact, we can experience it 10 times more powerfully than humans.
I'm sorry, but damn that voice acting. Damn that emotion.
I love her with every single part of my being.
Preach it.
However, I don't expect someone like you to understand love.
Damn. Diana stepped back, physically feeling the sting of Eric's words in her chest. She had lost, I could see it in her eyes. Diana's eyes grew dull as she glared at me and Eric. It seemed almost uncharacteristic of her, yet it was something I wasn't surprised to see come from her face.
Very well. Fine. Valet.
You got a couple other brothers. You can go get one. And with that, Diana faded into the ground to a purple pentagram, crossing her arms and almost looking upset. Eric and I were left alone, left with the silent. Oh my god, are they gonna have bathroom sex? That'd be amazing. Silence of the room. I finally let out the arrow I was unconsciously holding in my chest, relaxing from the ordeal. Eric stepped to me and held me gently, surprising me.
Are you okay, princess?
Eh. I nodded in response, unable to speak so immediately after being surprised. Eric let out a sigh, relaxing me into the embrace. I gently placed my hands around him, returning the embrace slightly. I could hear Eric's heartbeat. He held me close in his arms, and I felt safe beyond words.
My sweet princess, how you've captured my heart.
Like, I got your heart, like I got your nose. I looked up at Eric, wondering what he meant by what he said. Eric smiled down at me, moving a strand of my hair from my face to look down at me.
I'm selfish, ignorant, and undeserving of everything you have done and given to me. The way you accept me and see through my mask astounds me beyond words. And now, you've captured my heart and claimed it as yours to probably the greatest adversary in the abyssal plains. You've made a demon fall in love with you. I've fallen in love with you and want to give you everything you deserve.
I stared wide-eyed, blushing like a maniac. Was this real? No way, this couldn't be real. Was Eric confessing to me? Confessing his love? For me? Oh, right click. Eric gently smiled and caressed my cheek. The warmth of his hand invited me to nuzzle into it, and I closed my eyes. This wasn't a dream. My heart was pounding hard enough where I was... Sure, Eric could hear it. Could have swore I heard something. Eric gently leaned in, closing his eyes, and he stopped, however, remaining just mere an inch away from my lips. Whatever, I don't know. He wanted me to show my feelings for him. He had let himself open me to kiss him or leave him empty. The power I had was unbelievable. Caress his cheek, yeah. I loved him and wanted to give him exactly what he wanted. I gently leaned in, letting my lips finally touch his gingerly. Eric let out almost a pleasured purr against my lips before wrapping both of his arms around my waist, pulling me close to him. I moved my arms up and around his neck, feeling the kiss between us deepen to a heated height. My chest was pounding, made me feel and see fireworks in my mind. Eric was everything I desired. He was the man I wanted, demon or not. It was all so supernatural to fall in love with someone so quickly. Maybe it was the sense magic I was thrown into. Maybe it was Cupid playing with my heart. Either way, I found myself melting at the thought of him being with me. I found myself combing my fingers through Eric's hair, making the man holding me softly tremble at my touch. He gently nibbled on my lower lip, asking me to deepen the kiss between us even further. I easily teased him before finally opening my mouth slightly for him. His tongue gently danced with mine as one of his hands slid up my back and cradled my head. He gently leaned my body back, making me cling to him as the heat of our kiss rose higher and higher. Gently, though, Eric lowered his kiss down and pulled away, staring down at me. His eyes burned for me, wanting me to melt and buckle in his arms. I could feel myself melt already. Eric opened his mouth to speak, but as a very small blush ran along his cheeks, he was reduced to a shy silence. I stared as he tried to find the words to say in my eyes. I knew exactly what he wanted. He didn't need energy, though, right? Are you?
No, I just...
I stared wide-eyed, feeling a blush on my cheeks grow. He didn't say anything more. I just knew what the words would have followed if he continued. He wanted me. I was stunned. Was I that appealing to him? Was his passion really that deep for me? Eric gently nuzzled my forehead, losing the blush and finally being able to speak, a small chuckle escaping his lips.
If you don't want to, we don't have to. I do have to shower after all, and you need your rest.
Do it in the shower. Oh my god, if they do it in the shower, I'm gonna be so happy. Oh gosh. I could feel my mind go numb and purr at the idea. Moment with an incubus. He was a demon of sex, the purest form of lust and desire. My world would rock, and I would enjoy every second of it. At the same time, I was indeed inexperienced. Diana wasn't wrong when she claimed me to be innocent. Did I want to give him that innocence? Did I want to give that innocence to him, especially this early? I found myself forgetting the words yes and no. What could I say to him? I knew what I wanted, but had to say it without breaking the moment. Couldn't believe the two words that came out of my mouth. That's so corny. It made the most sense to tell him yes. Needed him, I wanted him. Blah, 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 blah. Here's when my reading gets really awkward. Can I just adjust the microphone? Hold on a second. I got the microphone as close to me as I possibly could. Those two words must have made something in him finally break. Here we go.
Self-voicing enabled. Eric simply ran his fingers down his vest and shirt, releasing the buttons and revealing his bare chest to me.
Doing it in the bathroom.
I couldn't help but move one of my hands down his chest, running my fingers over the crevices of his muscles. A pleasured purr escaped his throat, making me shiver slightly.
You know what?
Self-voicing disabled.
No, it's just too... It has no emotion in it. There's no emotion whatsoever. I'll have to give it a shot. I can do it. Eric let his vest and shirt slide down his arms to the floor before cradling my head in his hands and kissing me deeply. I felt heat rise my body, making me undo the tie underneath my collar and release the buttons on my own shirt. I would join him in... Yes! Yes! Oh my god, yes! I'm so happy. This is the best forever. Gotta make sure nobody hears me read this. I would join him for a shower, then we'd head to bed together. Quickly I removed my shirt and vest, making Eric stop kissing me and stare in slightly surprised, okay. I was simply in a bra, but I could feel a blush in my cheeks. My shy side began to fester in my mind. Did I really want this? To undress before a demon? No, this was the man I loved, and yet I felt my innocence drape over me, and almost shame. As if he knew, Eric gently caressed my cheek, smiling at me before kissing each cheek and whispering in my ear.
You're beautiful.
I know. You know what's beautiful? This bathroom is beautiful. Very awkward right now. Those two words broke my limitation. I gave in. I yielded to my desires. Hot damn. Not what I meant to do. But I am the happiest person in the world right now. This is what I wanted. This is beautiful. Oh, this is the best read ever. Before I knew it, he and I were both stripped of clothing in a very nice warm shower together. The heat between our bodies simply added to the warmth, making the shower a very steamy one. Eric pulled me close, knowing I was still shy, and began to kiss my lips over and over. Each kiss was his promise to keep me safe, keep me comfortable, love me. I kept my arms wrapped around Eric, taking each kiss he gave me, giving him my own kisses in return. I didn't know if it was the fact that we were both naked, or maybe... Here's when the awkwardness starts. Or maybe I just craved his touch, but I didn't want to let him go. The water ran over our bodies, cleansing our skins as we held on to each other, like it was the end of the world. Even when Eric started to actually wash his body, and mine, our bodies constantly touched. The fragrance of the soap engraved itself in my memory as I let him touch me and clean me. He was gentle and sweet, making sure to be attentive to every part of me. Touch it. Shut up, me. However, as he held me, I could slightly feel the shiver of his hands. Was he nervous? Was I his first? An incubus? That's weird. He wasn't going to show it. He wanted me to enjoy this moment, but was afraid of screwing up. His shivering hands showed me his emotions perfectly. Then my mind quickly made a realization. We're really going to join in the shower? I had imagined my first to be in bed. Okay, I'm okay. I eventually pulled away from him after the last bit of soap was rinsed away from his skin. He looked to me worried, but I smiled. Not here, baby. Not here. Not. What, I think I'm just gonna leave in showers. Leave in towels to the bedroom? My gosh, what is wrong with me? Eric stared for a brief moment before slightly smirking and nodding, guiding me into his arms and kissing me. Full of warmth magic gathered around our bodies as the slight pattern of running water vanished. I slightly opened my eyes to see Eric, and I were no longer in the shower, but in teleportation! In my bedroom, we were both dry with the heat and passion and rain. Eric guided me to the bed and... Alright. As a purple tendril made sure my door was closed and locked. Please don't ever use that again. Don't ever use those again. As he laid me down and knelt over me, Eric smiled and finally embraced me as we both desired. The pleasure between us would be heavenly and we'd go through it together. Closed my eyes and gave myself to Eric. My body, my mind, my soul, it all belonged to him as he held me. His body, his mind, his soul, it all belonged to me as I gave into his embrace. His kisses and fingers all over my skin would forever engrave themselves into my memory as our passion rose through the incredible heights. Our breaths and moans to each other equally sounded and echoed like a blissful chant we never wished to end. We kept moving, loving, feeling every inch of our bodies until we had enough. I was enveloped in his embrace, skin to skin, heartbeats matching. We held each other in the glow of the aftermath. I nuzzled my head under Eric's chin as he held me close.
I love you so much.
Oh, I love you too. Just to hear those words come from Eric's mouth, it made my heart flutter. To hear me answer made my soul warm in glee. I could feel both of us sink into peaceful sleep together. It was the best sleep I had had in days, and I was happy. I had love, and I had my happiness. My life was simply perfect. I read it! I finally read it without stuttering too much. Oh, I'm so proud of myself for some reason. I'm just so proud of myself. When I opened my eyes, I found myself staring into Eric's bare chest. I blushed, but looked up to see Eric still sleeping. His sleeping face made me giggle softly, but the reality of the situation made my heart flutter. Couldn't believe it. I was lying next to a man I'd grown to love with all of my heart. His warm embrace made me feel safe, and as the tender moment we just shared replayed in my head, I couldn't help but smile and snuggle into his chest further. Unconsciously, he held me tighter to his body, gave me more of his warmth. Got a hiccup. Okay, I'm good. I didn't want to move, but then my core suddenly tightened and made me sit up without waking the man next to me. Felt my legs move and bring me to the balcony window where I opened the glass and stepped out onto the patio. I stared wide at Diana, who sat cross-legged on the railing of my balcony with her glowing red-eyed stare upon me. I opened my mouth to object, but Diana stopped me.
Before you get all huffy, I didn't come here to take your precious man away. By the way, how was it exactly? Demons are the best lovers, after all.
I glared. What do you want, Diana?
Well, I just wanted to see how you truly feel. You know, without him around to influence you.
What are you talking about?
I'm giving you an opportunity to come clean about these feelings of yours and to give you your salvation.
What was Diana up to? This was beyond crazy. Nothing she had done made sense. Why was I still alive at this rate? There we go. What's keeping you from just killing me and taking them?
You are not worth my time.
Not worth your time? What, are you afraid something might happen? All at once, my body being lifted in the air and moved over past the railings, leaving me with nothing but ground below to threaten me with a collision of death.
Oh, trust me, dear. I'm not afraid to kill you. I can drop you right now and leave your body to rot until the morning, when the boys would find you.
I wanted to speak, but the thought of her letting go and letting me fall to my death scared my voice into silence. Diana then chuckled and rolled my body back to the balcony, setting me down gently.
Alas, if I kill you, then the boys would never come with me willingly back to the demon world, and then I'd have to chase them all around the world, or kill them and drag them back. But then their father wouldn't be happy, and blah blah blah. Too much work.
Diana seemed very business-oriented, as if the boys were cargo more than men. It irked me, but she then smiled.
I'm giving you one chance to denounce your love for the demon in your bed, and let me take him and the other boys back to the demon world.
And why, may I ask, would I do that?
There are so many reasons why, actually. There's the reason that he's a demon and you're a human, so you two can never truly have a happily ever after. Then there's the reason that demons truly do not know how to love, despite what he may proclaim. The list goes on and on. The point is, if you give me the boys, I will promise you eternal happiness.
Eternal happiness?
That's right. I have the power to give you anything you desire. Power, men, women, money, fame. Name it, and it's yours. A demon never goes back on their word, and I have the power to obtain anything you wish. Our deal is our contract.
I could only stare in shock. This was a dream. It had to be. However, Diana smiled, an almost genuine smile at me, shaking me to the reality of the situation. She would never smile like that.
Don't you wish to be free of your destiny? Your father constantly berating you to become the next CEO of your grandfather's company.
How did you... I was almost floored and surprised. How did Diana know all of this? She was a succubus, yes, but how could she know anything beyond sexual desire? She wasn't Damien. Diana chuckled and leaned against her arms.
Just because I play with hearts and sex doesn't mean I don't know my way around the human mind. You happen to be an open book of information, but I digress. I can give you your freedom with ease. It'll be like you were always meant to have it. All I ask is that you hand over the boys. What do you say?
Was I seriously being given this choice? The man I loved for anything I wanted? A demon like Diana was powerful enough, yes, but did I even want to consider giving up the man I loved? I'm saving just in case, because I might get confused and might pick the wrong friggin' thing. Okay, let's just do it for this one. There you go. Okay. No. She must have been crazier than I thought. I glared. Absolutely not. Diana sighed and stood up onto the railing. What I was expecting was her lifting me in the air. I tried to scream, but my voice suddenly became locked in silence. What was Diana doing? Diana made me float over her, and she smirked as we touched noses.
Well, if I can't return home with the boys, I might as well return home with the power to fight back.
Diana finally leaned in and kissed me. She shut my eyes, feeling the need to bite her lip, but finding no muscles in my face, listening to the mental commands. What did she do to me? I didn't want to enjoy it, but every single nerve in my body was flaring in excitement and pleasure as she kissed me. I felt my energy drain slowly, but forcefully from my body. She was using her magic to force energy in my body. It seemed like forever, but finally, Diana pulled away from the kiss with this random noise. With a smile and a lick of her lips, she lured me back into the patio and chuckled. For some reason, even though nothing seemed to have changed, she looked stronger, powerful. It was almost like looking at a new Diana. Diana then stepped back off the railing, making me catch my breath in my throat. As she took another step away from me, she looked to be simply walking on the night air. Diana smirked at my son's surprise.
May you never regret your choice, human. If you do, I'll happily come and take it away.
With a flick of her hair, Diana turned and walked away into the night, fading into darkness like shadow. I watched her fade away before looking back to the man in my bed. Did I make the right choice? My heart gave a gentle thump, giving me my answer. I did. I'll never forget it for as long as I live. I walked back inside and gently crawled back into bed within the embrace of the safest arms I knew. I snuggled close into the warmth before closing my eyes. I was happy. The rest of the story can almost be passed over, with Diana going on, my life returning to normal, with my school and my friends not remembering what happened. It was as if magic never even appeared in my world. One thing was for certain, however. Eric loved me, and I loved him just as much. The fuck is that noise? I have a dog getting into things. Give me a second. Damn dog. We had promised our lives to each other, and nothing was going to take that away from us, not even time itself. Click. Our love was so powerful it practically overwhelmed me with joy every time I found him holding me close every morning. To think a demon in love with a human like me, it was unthinkable, unbelievable. It was practically impossible. But it was true. The other boys decided to leave on their own accord. They knew that my future would only need Eric at my side, so they each decided to start their own lives in the human world. Eric understood perfectly and vowed to serve me well, wishing their brothers the best. Okay. Besides, Eric had someone new to care for now. His brothers didn't need to worry about him now that he was caring for me. Alright. I felt bad as well for being closer to Eric than the others, but they reassured me that I was okay, and that they would remain nearby so I should ever need them. I was happy for that. They made a promise, however, that I would love Eric for as long as we lived. That promise was instantly given. But what of my future? Well, it was kind of made for me. Before I graduated, James decided to step into the light of the Anderson Toy Company, and with the help of his demon powers and the leadership charisma, he managed to influence not only the entire board but my father as well into letting him run for CEO. I was beyond shocked. How James managed to do all of that was beyond me. But when the vote was called, James had taken over the company, and I was the company I was destined to have. He vowed to respect the wishes of the late CEO and help the company become an even grander company. For a demon, it was simple to make a company grand. My grandfather would have been proud to see how James helped it shine. With the CEO position filled, my father had no choice but to let me decide my future, which made me happy beyond compare. No longer would I have the future scaring me into the corner. I could choose my life on my own. That being said, I was still scared of where the future was going to take me. What did I want to do? Did I want to help James build the company? Did I want to venture off on my own? Oh. Eric reassured me that he would support me and help me through whatever I decided to do. I was grateful and would never forget that promise. I was happy and nothing could shake me down from that happiness. One evening, a couple years... One evening, a good couple of years after the boys and I had met, I had a moment to myself, so I wandered my house and took in all that had happened, as if it was all a dream. The demons, the devils, the magic. It was all surreal to believe. It almost frightened me to think that it could have all been a dream. But when the warm feeling in my chest reminded me that it was all real, the demons, the magic, the love I had were all real. I smiled as I held my hands to my chest, relishing, and the feeling dancing within my soul. I let out a happy sigh before looking up and seeing where I had wandered to. I was sitting in the entrance to the backyard, and the door was slightly ajar. I peeked out to see Eric standing out by the gazebo, looking up at the moon in the sky. Ooh, pretty. I slowly opened the door. That is really pretty. And exited the house, walking towards the man who had held my heart. Hearing the grass beneath my feet, Eric turned his head and smiled at me.
Good evening, princess.
My voice is gone. I smiled and blushed a bit, moving to stand at Eric's side. What are you doing out here?
I'm merely making friends with the moon, my love.
I blushed deeper, hearing him call me his love, and my heart skipped a beat. Eric chuckled, most likely to be able to see the blush through the darkness of the night.
I wanted to see the night sky. The yard is one of the more perfect places to stargaze. Don't you agree?
There's a lot of stars. Yeah. Found myself staring up at the sky as well. The stars all glimmered in the dark blue, almost pitch-black sky. They all seemed to cast the entrancing spell on my eyes, not letting me look away, not that I cared anyway. Eric gently wrapped an arm around my waist, pulling me close to him without breaking my stare at the sky.
I don't deserve you, you know.
I raised an eyebrow and looked to Eric confused. What did he mean? Eric simply stared at the sky, holding me gently to him.
You're much too wonderful to be loving a demon such as myself. As cliché as it may be, the beauty fell in love with a beast.
Oh.
A beast with an insatiable hunger for lust.
Oh. You're not a beast, Eric. Eric looked down at me in slight surprise, turned my body to him and gently held his cheek in my hand, feeling him nuzzle gently into it, and cradled it with his own hand. You're not a beast, nor you ever will be. You're Eric, and you're the man I wanted to love for the rest of my life. Demon or not, I love you. Eric stared, looking lost at what to say at my words. It was all true, though. He had faults, sure, but who didn't? I enjoyed his company and adored every part of his personality. The mask he wore would slowly fade over time. Maybe not. After all, his mask was bleh. His mask is the part who I fell in love with. Eric gently moved his head and kissed my palm. Closing his eyes and absorbing what I had said, he gently opened his eyes, partially staring past my hand.
Sometimes I forget that you're human. You entrance me better than any demon could. You're truly unbelievable. Are you real, or am I dreaming?
I'm real. Yes, Eric, I'm real. I'm right here. Eric finally looked at me, a look of desperate need in his eyes. You're not dreaming. I gently guided Eric's face down with my hand to kiss him softly, minding him of my touch and reaffirming my words. He stared at me as if his greatest wish had come true. I fought back a giggle at the sight. Eric gently pulled me to him, facing me to hug into his chest. I nuzzled into Eric's chest, hearing his gentle heartbeat and memorizing its tempo.
You'll regret it. I promise you. You'll regret loving someone like me.
That's not reassuring at all. You underestimate me. Eric chuckled softly, the sound of his laughter sending happy waves down my spine. Eric smiled down at me and kissed the top of my head. My focus, however, traveled down to my hand, which had become gently held by Eric's. His thumb gazed over my ring finger, where I could feel soft veins of energy tingle on my skin. I watched as around my ring finger a small vine wrapped itself around and tied itself into a lovely ring. The ring held a beautiful purple flower with a red gem in the middle, glistening in the moonlight. I gasped before looking up to Eric, who slightly smirked down at me.
See? I'm taking advantage of you already.
Jesus. Eric. Eric gently moved his hand and cradled my cheek, placing the smirk on his face with a tender smile that made my heart skip a beat.
I don't know what I did to deserve you, but I swear to love you till the end of days and beyond. You make me feel so complete. I can no longer imagine what I would do in life without you. Let me stay with you. I love you so much.
I felt my heart going a million miles an hour. Was this truly happening? Yes, it was. I felt it. I knew it. Oh, that's beautiful. Sorry, my hands were on the mic getting ready for something. But, oh, that's gorgeous. Out of pure happiness, I wrapped my arms around Eric and kissed him deeply. Eric stared before holding me to him and kissing deeply back, pouring all of his love into that kiss. Did the same for him, not wanting to wake up as if this man was indeed a dream. I felt light as a feather, not wanting to ever let go of this man in my arms. There were no words that could describe the emotions within me. I felt joy, happiness, ecstatic, high. All at once, here was kissing the man who I'd be forever under the beautiful moonlight of the night. I had gained the heart of... Fucking Skype. I had gained the heart of a demon. No. Of a man I loved. I vowed to cherish him and love him for the remainder of my days and beyond. Could a demon love a human forever? I knew Eric would. And that was my happily ever after. Demon War!
innocence, ignorance. Tell me, did you get your way? Sing your sweet melody. Bear the burden of the choices that you made. Go on, chase the morning with your heart. The worst is over now, you're moving on. 'Cause in the end, when your story's over, then you'll love the path you've walked on all along. Fly high, let your fingers touch the sky. Your journey's far from over. There's a million stories left to write. Be free to explore the life you seek, to embrace the love you carry. Know the choices that you made were right. Find regret inside. Don't let the pain take over your life. Soon you will see that you are free. Take the future in your hands now. It's in your sight. Go on, there's no better time to start. Your path is clearer now, urging you on. Don't be afraid, all the fear inside will fade. The trials that you face will make you strong. Fly high, feel the wind blow as you fly. Your journey's not yet over. There's 100 battles left to fight. Be free to be who you want to be. Love, you have just one life only. Know the choices that you make are right. Let your fingers touch the sky. Your journey's far from over. There's a million stories left to write. Be free to explore the life you seek, to embrace the love you carry. Know the choices that you made.